Hey guys, guess who's back? I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum today and tell you my thoughts. So as per last video that I made on Bitcoin, I was talking about this tight range between the red and the orange line, and it was really tight in there, and I was looking for a break either to the upside or to the downside. Well, we ended up getting a break to both. We got a break to that downside, and then it bounced right off of around that 8-day moving average. Didn't touch it right on, but it got pretty close. That was a support area. Bulls bought that dip, faked the bears out, then squeezed those bears. Then I was thinking after that, and I mentioned that in my last video, that it could bounce off of that green line. That would be the next support that I'm looking at if you want to take a look at my last video. Then I was looking for it to potentially head to around that 200-day moving average, which is around that $44,700 mark on the weekend, but that didn't end up happening. It ended up stalling out right around that upper daily Bollinger Band, and then it reversed. What I failed to recognize when identifying that 200-day moving average as a potential target was the fact that $43,000 is a major resistance area. That was the support right over here, was $43,000. Big bounce off of that area. That was another major resistance area to be looking at. And just this area in general, 43,000 is just a major resistance area in general. And just breaking it or breaking above it isn't enough to really show strength on the part of the bulls. The bulls need to hold above it to really show strength and confidence in that move. Otherwise, it can just be a fake out, in which thus far it was. So then we ended up getting a bearish reversal, and I also highlighted this on my Instagram right around the $41,000 mark. And, you know, not to brag about my calls or anything, but in my last video, I mentioned it bouncing potentially off of that green line, 8-day moving average area. And then I called that bearish reversal right around the $41,000 mark on my Instagram. And, you know, anybody... I'm not telling you to listen to me. Please don't listen to me. Make your own decision. I'm not telling anybody to listen to me. I'm just analyzing my own calls and my own analysis because I want to get better and better every single day because I'm always improving. There's so much to learn. But I've had quite a good analysis, and let's say I was trading this, which I'm not trading Bitcoin right now, you know, buying around that 8-day moving average, selling on that fake out, or selling once there was that bearish reversal confirmation at 41 would have made me some money and spared me some money on the downside as well. And it would have been able to enter cheaper. And that's the effectiveness of technical analysis, is that in technical analysis, you wouldn't have had to go through all of this heartache. In technical analysis, you sold right there. That was a very clear rising wedge and pennant. I called that on my Instagram. It was extremely obvious, was setting higher highs without much follow through. And once it broke this pennant bearish, I was expecting a big decline, in which that's exactly what happened. And if you know technical analysis, you don't have to trade these ups and downs every single day like I do sometimes, because I'm a little bit of a day trader and a swing trader and a long-term investor. But, you know, if you're really just looking for those longer term buy and hold and just waiting for the signal to buy and waiting for the signal to sell, sometimes these are the signal. And that was the sell signal right there. If you were a long-term holder, that was a very clear, obvious sell signal. Now, what were signals to buy back? Well, it kept hitting these lower lows without much follow through, and then it double bottomed right off of that area. And I mentioned on my Instagram, I said 30,000 is not the must-hold support level for Bitcoin. 28,800 was, and where did I get that number from? Right over here. This is 28,805 was the low right here, and it bounced right off of that area. It was a double bottom. And like I said in the last video, with all the manipulation, they dropped all that news, and they got this nice squeeze. Right to above the resistance area, and then that's when there was some profit taking. Now we have to remember, there was no higher low, higher high established on this move. It was just a straight squeeze upwards. So right now, we're not looking for it to go drop or anything right below 30,000. We're looking for a higher low to be established, and then potentially a lower high or a higher high. There's a decent size on this move, so I'd be looking for a lower high and then maybe some consolidation if this is our higher low right now, which it may not be. I don't see too much strength right now. I do think we'll get a little bit more of a rebound in the short term, potentially to around that 4-day moving average, which is around the 38,900 mark. But that wouldn't give me confidence that this is reversing yet. We have lower highs day after day thus far. Right now, the bulls are holding yesterday's low, yesterday's candle, as a support. That's 37,600 or so. Bulls ideally want to see that support level hold, and if that support level doesn't hold, then we're looking at that 20 exponential moving average around 37,000, that middle daily Bollinger Band around 36,000, and then that 50-day moving average around 35,000 as the next support areas that I would be looking at. We also have this 4-day moving average red line on the weekly, which is around that $36,000 mark. This is part of why I was looking for a pullback this week on Bitcoin, is because we had this upper wick of profit taking last week, and we were overextended above that red line when this week's candle started. Now, it is possible this is our low, and then this candle ends up being a green candle, pushes above the high over here, and that 4-day moving average, that red line, will move up and end up touching the bottom of the candlestick if that were to happen. But as of now, there's no bullish MACD cross on the weekly as of yet, so this longer term trend hasn't officially changed as of yet. There is a double bottom on the weekly and a higher low and higher high essentially, but I would want to be looking for multiple higher lows and higher highs to really make me feel confident that a new uptrend is starting. In terms of the monthly, I mentioned this on my Instagram, it's trying to hold that red line area on the monthly, but this could be forming a bear flag. This could potentially be a monthly bear flag forming. I don't have enough data yet to call it, but I do believe there is a potential here for a monthly bear flag to be forming. And you see that green line was a resistance here. And I say green line, red line, all these lines. I teach you all about it in my course. And I use the moving averages a lot. I'm always looking at the moving averages. And I have a specific set of moving averages that I look at that a lot of other guys don't look at. And I just find they work well for me. So what I said, I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce in the short term. Now, what were the signs to sell over here? What were the signs that there was that impending reversal? Well, first of all, there was all this volume. Now, even though there was this volume spike, it did end up going higher initially, but then it consolidated, broke this high, another little volume spike, and that's when there was a bearish reversal. Now, I find that the market makers like to put a lot of people in the red, as many as they can. So a lot of people bought there. Well, guess what? Market makers tease them, hey, you're making money, you should buy more Bitcoin. It's going up now, 40,000. And break out to higher highs. Wow, we're really going. We're going to push to that 200-day moving average, suck people in, and then big reversal. And sorry, guys, try again. We're taking your money. And that's what it was. And there was lower highs and lower lows ever since then. But we've got 3 lower lows here. Lower wicks of buying the dip, a little bit of a volume spike over here. The lower lows aren't that much lower than the previous lows, which suggests that the bears are losing some strength. We do got a divergence on the RSI. We got a bullish MACD cross on the hourly. And we got a higher low potentially being set on the hourly as well. And bulls are working their way towards a higher high. But like I said, one higher low and higher high isn't enough to really signify that the trend has changed. For me, I would like to see multiple higher lows and higher highs, and potentially let's go for a higher low and higher high on that 4-hour chart to really start showing some confidence in the bulls, because right now the bulls are looking weak on this 4-hour chart, and this could end up just being a little bit of a bear flag. Daily, we're setting lower highs day after day right now, holding that yesterday's candle as a support. So what I would be looking for, that initial short-term bounce. If it is able to pass that red line and hold above it, then we could be looking around that mid $39,000 mark at that 100-day moving average, the orange line. And then I would go from there. I need more data to feel more confident in making a call over here. So right now I'm just looking for a short-term rebound. Look for yesterday's high, this last candle, to act as a resistance area. It's just below the $40,000 mark. And if you're a bear, you can top fish around there for a short and hope the next candle is another lower high as well, and then a red candle downwards. If you're a bull, a break of that high would obviously be a bullish signal, and then you want to see it hold above that area to show some continuation. So right now, looks like the bears are weakening a bit, looking for a little bit of a bounce in the short term. Other than that, I feel like I need more data to feel more confident in making a call over here. But as you guys know, I am a Bitcoin bear. So I'm going to say, just because of my bias, I expect downside from here. I think this was just a fake out upper wick of profit taking, faked out above those highs. And I think we're going to see a bearish reversal here. We got a little bit of a volume spike last week. We don't have a bullish MACD cross on the weekly. There's no real confidence that this trend is changing totally for me in the bull's favor just yet. This just looks like I said in the last video, a manipulated squeeze, a little bit of a pump and dump. That's my thoughts. I could be completely wrong, so make your own decisions. Ethereum, we're seeing something similar. It's trying to hold that middle weekly Bollinger Band as a support area. If it isn't able to hold that area, then we could be looking towards that red line on the weekly, which is around the $2,300 mark. Now, in terms of Ethereum, this area up here around that $2,900 mark is the next resistances that we're looking at if we are able to pass this recent high of around 2,700. That $2,900 mark would be the next resistance area that we're looking at. Ethereum does look healthier than Bitcoin. This could potentially be a bull flag, whereas Bitcoin, this does not look like a bull flag. Ethereum, this could potentially be a bull flag. So keep an eye on Ethereum. We had a little bit of a volume spike yesterday, not much, but higher than the previous day. Showing some support there, bouncing off of that green line 8-day moving average. So the bulls want to see some strength here and then move up and break this candle's high of around 2630. And if the bulls are able to do that, then they might be going for the bull flag to see further upside. We cooled off the RSI a bit. No real high volume spikes on the daily to suggest a reversal yet. The high of this candle where there was this volume spike is holding as a support area. So that's kind of good news for the bulls. Now, I was mentioning this on my Instagram, is that I think potentially Ethereum is a lot stronger than Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptos, mainly because they got the proof of stake transition. I think it's coming soon. I don't know what exact date. You crypto bulls know better than me. Maybe write it in the comments if you know more of a time frame. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that as a potential sell the news type of event for Ethereum. And I think that is why Ethereum is one of the stronger cryptos right now. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to stop there. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Please press that like button. I appreciate it so much. I hope I've been helping. And remember, don't be impulsive. Don't base any of your decisions strictly based off of what I say, because I do make mistakes sometimes. And I hope I've been helping you guys a lot, because that's my goal. Thank you so much.